Hey, what's happening? Tim with Nomad Trading. Okay, we should be live. Let's see. Let's look at the hot stocks of the day first. So, what was moving today? FTech was one. Traded 143 million shares on the day. I did not trade this, but yesterday it was down. I had a pretty good after hours is where it kind of shot up yesterday. But started the day in the 150 range pre-market, and then ended up after hours going all the way over $5. Pretty crazy. Today gaps down just a hair pre-market, from what I can see anyway, on E-Trade, and then ended up having a great active pre-market. But then throughout the day, mostly trading sideways. It did have some spots for some trades. If you like the day trade like me and mess with the momentum up and down, I did not trade it, but there was a few spots. Just to me, it was pretty choppy and pretty sideways. But as far as like good setups, like here, it dipped down, came back all the way through VWAP. Which I like, but then failed right back below it. So the 200 held, which is this white line, and then it popped back through VWAP again, but then what happened? It came right back down again. So when I was watching it, it was in that range, and I was thinking that not that strong, probably because of yesterday having such a great day. After hours, it was already up a lot, and then you're looking at up 90% as of right now on the day. So it just looked kind of weak the way that it kept breaking back below VWAP and then dipping way down here, below VWAP, below the 200, below the 50 moving average, just selling off pretty good in the afternoon. It did climb back up, but then again, here we are. So if I was going to predict tomorrow, I would expect it to be more of a down day than an up day, but you never know. Let's look at FCEL was one that has been, can't type. FCEL is one that's had a crazy run over the last like 5 days. Maybe it was even longer than that. 7 days maybe? Yeah, I was going to say this thing was way down in the twos also. So it's just climbed and then consolidated, climbed and consolidated. I actually owned this stock right here, which is painful to look at now. But last Friday, let's zoom in just a little bit more. Last Friday, I had bought this stock, thinking with the insane volume. I want to say it traded. Let's go back out and see what it traded that day. 100 million shares or so, and then 240 million almost. Another 240 today, so it's been just crazy volume. But yeah, I actually bought this and owned it right here, but I don't like holding overnight, and especially not holding through the weekend. So I had bought it thinking, when I looked at the 5-day chart, when I was looking at this, I kept thinking, oh, it goes up and it consolidates, and it's been consolidating basically for 3 days in this range from $5 to $6. So it's kind of been like a long 3-day pennant or flag, whatever you want to call it, as it consolidates. So my thinking was it was going to shoot up after hours, but then it didn't. It just kept consolidating, and then, of course, it would have been a great prediction, but I sold it because I didn't want to hold it after hours or hold it through the weekend. So that's how it goes sometimes. That's the price I pay. I miss out on a lot of really big moves because I'm scared, basically, to hold overnight or through the weekends unless I absolutely have to. I don't like taking that risk. Too many times the market gaps down or things happen, and then I end up underwater, and I don't like that. As a scalper, I like to be, have my plan. I'm in. If it doesn't do exactly as I planned, then I'm right back out. So that's my philosophy. So I got in this for it to jump up. When that didn't happen, and had it climbed and been up, and I had some cushion, I would have possibly held through the weekend. But I just thought, I don't have any cushion. It's pretty much gone sideways since my buy. Didn't go after hours like I thought. It waited until Monday and went crazy. But looking back, it's always painful to see that you own something at 550, and it went all the way to $10. Actually, this morning it spiked. I thought it would fade today, which it did, but I did not anticipate this big spike here right out of the gate with open. I'm sure it got shorts real quick, covering and scared to death with their pants down, thinking that this was finally going to be the day, and they were jumping on it, and it squeezed them up like a rocket out of the gate. But then, of course, it failed. So it turned out to be a better short than long today, but yeah, sure would have been nice if I'd held that over the weekend. However, it's a price you pay for peace of mind and not holding overnight or through the weekend and being nervous and worried and all that stuff. Another one was, let's see, the one of today. What was today? YJ. I tried to, this had a couple good opportunities on it because this thing was down in the twos as well and went as high as over $7 after hours. But on this one, I had a few opportunities. Personally, I like VWAP bounces, VWAP breaks when it retests and holds. I like high of day breaks. I like flags, pennants, whatever you want to call them, that break out. So this had a couple of, sorry if you could hear my kids. This had a couple of opportunities. Could have bought it pre-market, but I would not. I did see it pre-market, but I did not buy it. It popped through VWAP and then held VWAP pretty good right here. So this would have been the first spot to go long because if you were to draw a bit of a trend line here, you could see that I'm just doing this very roughly, by the way, so that's why it's not perfect. Trend lines is never perfect, but I'm just saying a bit of a bullish flag or bull pennant here as you got your pull, and then it flags down, and then as it breaks that's your spot to go long. So pretty good spot to go long, especially considering it had broke VWAP and then held above it pretty good right here. So that would have been a good spot to go long. Another spot would have been as it broke the high of day right here. Get those off of there. I did try to buy it, but did not get filled. Let's see what my thing was here. Yeah, on that one it was 440. So I tried to buy at 440 and didn't get filled. I was just going to buy 200 shares at 440, and that was right here. Let me go to crosshairs. As it came up and broke high of day, which is great, and my favorite, I love whenever something breaks high of day, then comes back down and retests it, and it holds. So I thought that it would come all the way down here to 524 or somewhere in the 520 range, which it didn't. It held higher than that, which is kind of a good sign if you're looking bullish. But then anyway, I put my buy order at 440. At that point, it was already shooting up on this green candle. I thought it would pop through, pop back down and get my fill, and then it would rocket up. Ended up going for over $1. So within a few minutes, could have made $1 a share, but did not get filled. And that's I swear that's the way it goes with trading. Whenever you do it all the time and you're looking at it all the time, a lot of times the stock goes without you because you don't want to chase it. The rookie thing to do in this situation would have been to, this big rocket right here. I'm going to buy it and chase the high of daybreak. But we already had the high of daybreak here, and it was already up at that point quite a bit beyond the previous high of day. So it feels like chasing to me. Didn't want to get caught on the backside of the move. So just let it go. Other than that, not a very good spot to make another buy, another long until perhaps here. But at this point, we're after hours. Sometimes I do trade after hours, but not all that often. It did break the 50, then the 200, then VWAP, which are good signs, but on a little bit lower volume than you would have over here. So it's hard to trust it. But it did come back down, test it, and then take off again. So you could have bought the high of daybreak right here. Would have been a nice trade from the 570 range to over $1 a share again. and then now it's been fading back down. So we'll see what happens. It did have, I think, news a few hours ago that kind of got that bull run going. But anyway, looking to be fading back down as it is now. Let's see, SPY. This is the S&P 500 ETF. I wanted to look at that real quick because it's going crazy. We got a new all-time high on the SPY ETF. So this was the previous high right here, which was 364.38. And as you can see, after hours now, we're pushing 365. So new all-time high, pretty awesome. Hope it just keeps going and going and going. I'm not complaining. Keep the momentum going. Another stock that we had a couple of days ago was DPW. You can check that out. That was running. All these alternative fuel type companies have been running. This was one that FCEL went from 2s to $10 or whatever, but took multiple days. DPW said, hold my beer, I'm going to do it in a day, basically. So it went from the 2s all the way to close. After hours, it was up here at $9. So that was a crazy move for DPW. And then today, just like FCEL, rocketed out of the gate and then failed. It got halted twice on the way down, so kind of a little bit dangerous if you're holding that long out of the gate. What else? What else can we talk about? Let's talk about, let's see here. Hold on a second. Let's talk about, I'm just realizing here, I do not have this public. I have it as private. So that's why I'm just realizing nobody's watching this because I've got the thing set to private. Nice job, Tim. Anyway, I don't know. I'm obviously not great at this YouTube thing because I'm not smart enough to edit the private. Oh, there it is. Visibility, private, public. My bad. Okay. Now we're public. Now somebody might actually turn in and be able to watch me and interact. If not, then you guys will just watch this after the fact. Anyway, if you're wondering how to find stocks and you don't have a pro platform that can scan for stocks like this is what I do and most traders do all the time. They just, day traders, what we're doing is we're looking at the stocks that hit our scanners for whatever criteria we've put in. And then we're looking at that stock, and I could whittle this down to where I don't have near as many things popping up, but I just like it. I have all these different things that pop up that I like to see when the stock crosses VWAP, etc. That way I'm, in theory, not missing moves, even though I miss them every day. But, it is what it is. But anyway, you pretty much watch the scanner. Then you're clicking on it and you're kind of seeing, hey, what's going on with the stock? Why did it hit the scanner? Is it anything interesting to me? If so, okay. If not, then move on. Like this is a little bit interesting because it went crazy after hours. Had this new framework agreement news. And then it's come down to right now where it's testing the previous high of day. So it had done that once before. It's doing it again now. Could be an opportunity to possibly go long if you were going to be a dip buyer. Might be a spot to be a dip buyer and see if tomorrow you can get a pre-market spike. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to hold overnight, but some people do. Just not my style. Anyway, if you're looking for a way to find stocks and you don't have a scanner like this or a pro platform, there are lots of free ones that you can use. They just aren't live scanning. They're going to be screeners instead of scanners. One that I use, I check this throughout the day because sometimes stocks, for whatever reason, if my criteria are too tight on that scanner, something might not pop up. If I've got the low float scanner, which is what I call that, if it's running for just low float stocks, then it's going to miss some stocks that are higher floats. Even if they get a crazy amount of volume and they go up a lot, I won't see it on my scanner. So it doesn't fit my particular criteria that I'm looking for. But to make sure I don't miss out on anything, I'll use some of these other intraday screeners like this and just check them out once in a while. So for this, you can just hit refresh if you want to change this. Like for instance, Moho, MOHO, for whatever reason, wasn't really coming up on my scanner. Most of these hit my scanner, but Moho, I don't remember seeing that today. And, you know, it could be whatever the float is or the volume or whatever. But if I type it in, check it out, it traded 32 million shares. So it was a pretty big runner today. It went from around 140-ish to a high of almost $4. Did it hit $4? It may have actually hit $4. 398, 397. So right knocking on $4 door. Pretty awesome. And this would have been a great buying opportunity right here. So, you know, kind of sad that it didn't hit my scanner and I didn't check it, because right when it broke this high of day and the volume came in. See how you got low volume right here? All day, pretty low volume. Then all of a sudden you see a lot of volume come in right where it rockets up and breaks high of day. That's a good sign. So would have been a great place to take along, or you could have waited till it came up and pulled all the way back almost down to that previous high of day, and you could have taken along at the VWAP bounce. Came all the way up, came back down, held above the high of day, held above VWAP, so that would have been a good spot to take along in the twos. And as you can see, it went all the way to 4. So would have been a pretty good opportunity, but I missed it because of the criteria I have set on my scanner. Sometimes I toggle that, change it around and all that, but it's just how it is. But anyway, that's why I have this other screener, excuse me, and I check it, and I check Finvis stock screener is another one that I use, where you can have it set for top gainers. All you got to do for this, nothing exciting about what you got to toggle or difficult about it. All you have to do, sorry, stuff's popping up here. Stop popping up. Okay. All you have to do is go to Finvis and then go to their screener, and then you can toggle like right here. I just have it toggled at over 1 million because I don't want anything that doesn't have any volume, and then go to top gainers. It's that simple, and then it's going to show you the top gainers. And then as far as the one what I had it on earlier, Market Watch. So this is Market Watch, same thing. You just go to Market Watch's intraday screener, and if you want to edit your criteria, like right now, I'll show you what I have it set at. I've got it trading anywhere from $0 to $20 a share. A lot of times I will have this set differently. You can see what pops up, but $1, $20 is my sweet spot is $1 to $10, but I do at times go as high as 20 with my other account. The E-Trade account's pretty small for that. Anyway, but you can do it. And I don't particularly like stocks that are under $1 because they're harder to predict. I find so many times that stocks that are under $1 will go flying up and then come all the way back down. Just it doesn't seem like they follow the rules the same way that the stocks that are over $1 do that are really running. So I don't trade the ones under $1 too often, but sometimes. And then I check mark up in price by 25% or more. With the trading volume, I have this checked with 2 million shares or more because I wanted to have quite a bit of volume so I can get in and out without crazy amounts of slippage in the spread. And then currently outperforming the 200-day moving average. It's just one more thing to filter stuff out. You can uncheck that. The idea is to go from tons and tons of stocks down to not very many stocks. That's just showing what you're going to have on your screen as your results. So that gets me down to 14 stocks. That to me is a pretty manageable number. And then from there, if I just look at this and say, hey, whichever ones of these did not pop on my scanner, if it's something I haven't seen, then I'll type it in over here. Like say I did Moho, just like you saw, I'll be, oh, Moho, I haven't seen it on my screener, and I'll type it in and just see what's up with it. So, and if there's stuff that I'm missing quite a bit, this is where you can keep toggling things. If you have a scanner, if I keep seeing things on here that I'm not seeing on my scanner, then that's a reminder to me that, hey, your scanner's not working. You need to go back and set the float a little higher, or you need to take the volume down, or change your settings in your scanner so that way you're catching everything, because you don't want to be missing things. And that's kind of like a working deal, where it depends on the market and what's hot during the market at that point in time. So sometimes in the market, your stocks that are under $1 are really running, and then I'll toggle my scanner to catch more of those. Sometimes the hottest sector might be the $5 range, $10 range. Sometimes it's up in the $25 range, and everything that's running is up in the 20s. So then I might toggle my scanners to zero in on those a little better. You just kind of got to go with what's hot in the market. Anyway, so that's just thought I'd throw that in there in case you don't have a scanner and you're trying to find the hottest stocks and the things that are moving. The only downside to there's two downsides. One, obviously, the screener is not live, so you're not getting live things constantly. You'd have to keep hitting refresh, and it's going to have some lag time. So it's not good for that, as far as like showing you what's popping up right there in the moment. But it is good for showing you what's hot throughout the day, things you might be missing. And then once you're watching it, say that you have a platform that doesn't have a scanner, once you're watching it, then you'll catch that. If you have Power E-Trade, or you have some other platform that might not have a good scanner on it, then at least you can catch it on here. Then once you're watching it, you'll catch that move. The other downside to it, the first downside is that it's not live. The second downside is, oh damn it, I can't remember. I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. Sorry, brain fart. Cannot remember it. I had a point I was going to make, and it's gone. So I don't know. Sorry, I got nothing on that. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, that's about all I got. We looked at the hot stocks of the day. Kind of showed you this screener. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It came back to me. The other downside of this, like I said, there's lag time. So if you're looking for the stocks pre-market, this wouldn't work for pre-market. You have to have a pre-market scanner. I think they may have a pre-market scanner on Market Watch. I just don't use it. I'd have to look. But yeah, this isn't going to work for pre-market, and it's not going to work for right at market open, because there's some lag time. So that's the downside. But if you look at it, a little bit after market open, then you can see what's moving once there's been some time. And that could also be because of my criteria of the way I have the volume set. I want something with volume. And if you don't have that set, then maybe everything would pop up quicker, right at market open. But then you'd have 150 stocks to look at. So that's why, to me, it wouldn't work very good for that, for a live situation. You just kind of have to use it as more of a way to find what's moving and then watch it from there. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. It's hell to get old. Yeah, exactly, Dave. My mind is not what I say that all the time to my little brother. That me and him were talking the other day. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm getting dumber the older I get. And my mind is just not as sharp. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here and go find some dinner for me and the kiddos. So thanks for watching. Peace out.